Hi guys, just been doing a feeding of some live mysis and live brine shrimp. I like to give the reef a bit of a top up every now and again, give the fish something to chase, try and make it a little bit more natural, even though they're in a glass box. There's nothing less natural than that. But I just thought while I've stood up here and I've got the lid up, I'll give you a quick top down look. You see that acan echinata down there, the orange and green, that's looking okay. Had a bit of a rocky start with that, and I'm still not 100% with it, but um, I've just put in a little pot. The green Kenya tree keeps dropping bits all over, so I've just put in a little pot and put the bits in there with some frag plugs. If they can attach, then I'll give them away to local reefers, or if nobody wants them, I'll take them to the local shop. See if I can't exchange them for something else or towards something else. Yeah, everything else. I'm starting to get some decent growth on the zoas now. Obviously, on the unwanted ones as well. Um, I didn't aptasia or anti-aptasia treatment these blue ones, but I did them brown ones, and the brown ones have started to recede a bit more. So I'm hoping that works. It's just a little bit annoying that if it's not going to kill the zoas or pallies, then it's obviously not going to do a great deal for the aptasias either. But yeah, everything I have also just fed with refroid, so everything probably looks a little bit shriveled up, not opened. Like the blastos down there, usually they'd be really puffy and open. I do need to start getting some nems out. I've checked my parameters and everything's really good. Now, in my experience, NEMS, well, these NEMS have never really split on demand or anything like that. It's always been if there's a change of lighting or my nutrients are out of whack, and that's what's made them split. But I don't know. I'm at a bit of a loss as to why that's happening in this tank at the minute. Um, but yeah, as you can see, I've always had a NEM on this rock. This rock's 2.5, 3 years old, and I've always had one singular NEM on it. And then I had three on it a couple of weeks back. I had that one there and that one there. And then I got up one morning and they've all decided to have a walk. This nem's been on here for a while, annoying these Kenya trees and the purple mushrooms, just clearing a path. Obviously, it's zapping these mushrooms down here, these zoas down here as well, which is not ideal. Obviously, that one up there is annoying zoas on that rockwork, so I do need to get it out. I don't even know where to start with it, other than ice cubes. Um, that one again in the middle of the rock, covering zoas, not ideal. There's now three at the back. There was two at the back last week. Now there's three. So they're either really happy or really annoyed. Although I did see um, last week one of my bangais was dead. I saw it on the bottom. Not entirely sure why. I've not noticed any bickering. They've been in the tank now 4 or 5 months. There was juveniles, and the one that's still alive was the bigger one out of the two. So I'm wondering if it had been bullying it. When I did feed the tank as well, the little one tended to stay out of the way. So I'm not entirely sure what happened, but I am going to assume that this one's a male. I will leave it a while longer until I think he's fully grown, or at least big enough so that I can try and identify the sex. I do think it is just with the shape of the mouth and the body. I have kept fang eyes in the past, and I have successfully bred these. I did sold my pair to a local reefer, and he's still got them in his tank now, and it's quite nice to see them on his Instagram. He puts weekly posts up, and I can still see my old pair. I just wish that he'd sell them me back. This is, oh, he's just going to shoot off, but that's the reason why I've been adding pods, brine shrimp, and mysis all live. He's doing really well. I can't say that I've seen him picking at frozen just yet, but there's that many fish in here that go nuts when it's feeding time that it's really hard to tell if he's getting anything because he stays around right at the back. Pulsing Xenia. Now, I know this is seen as a weed, but I've struggled to grow it for so long. And this frag that I've got here, it was a tiny frag. It probably had about five polyps on it, and it never used to pulse. And I'd sort of forgotten about it. I'd just left it. It was laid on the sand. It wasn't doing anything. I've kept the tank as stable as I can, and it's just started growing. So I've put it on one of these little frag holders, if that's what they are. And I don't mind if it takes over that. It can obviously grow all over that, and it's relatively isolated until it starts dropping itself like the Kenya tree has. But I'm just going to turn the pumps back on. And I have noticed recently as well, the some of the clowns are starting to bicker amongst each other, just because the big Ocellaris one that you can see there, she's my original female, and she was paired up. I had many eggs from them too. As you probably know if you watch my other videos, the clowns that you can see in the corner there, they're from her. And unfortunately, I lost the male, so I've added more clowns in. But at night time, she's sleeping with one of these black ice snowflakes or whatever these ones are. If you know what the black and white ones are, let me know. I think the black snowflakes, or I don't know. There's that many different names. But if you do know what these are, just drop a comment and let me know, please, just for my own knowledge. But you can see there, there's no fin nipping or anything like that. It's just that body shaking, just asserting dominance. The black and white ones are doing it between each other now, because I think they're starting to get to the size where they are sexually mature. I picked these up and they were a lot smaller than what they are now. The guy wasn't sure how long he'd had them, but he said he'd not had them that long, a couple of months. And yeah, they were kept in very small tank. So I don't know whether that impacted on their growth. But it would be good to try and get breeding, just laying eggs. I don't mind who it is, whether it's the black and white or the Ocellaris pairs up with one of them, or even a pair at the back. I know that usually in a tank you will only have one female, and that's the most dominant one. So if one of the black and white ones does change into a female, if it's not already, then that's when there might be some more bickering between them. But for now, I'll just keep an eye on them. And if they are getting to a point where they're squabbling too much, I'll have to move one of them on, and it would most likely be the Acelaris, even though she's my oldest standing fish. She's quite aggressive towards hands. She's lovely with other fish, but loves a good chew on hands. Little mushroom slash nem corner doing okay. You've got the rock flower there. That's been stinging the Recordias because they've not been doing great. And then these blue mushrooms, they seem to have attached themselves onto the clam. I'm not sure if that's going to create any issues later on. I really don't know. If you've had any experience with this, I think I've seen Xenia and GSP and things growing on clams, and as long as it doesn't start growing over the mantle, I think it's all right. But again, if you've had experience of this, let me know. But the nosy hawkfish there, he does enjoy sitting on the clam. Yeah, I think I'm happy with how everything is, apart from the nems. So, and I did think about removing the antheas. The only thing that's putting me off removing the antheas is catching them. Anybody that's ever had to catch antheas will know what I'm talking about. They will be an absolute pain to try and get them out of here. Yeah, let me know what you think. Like I said, any of the questions that I've asked about the clowns or the mushrooms on the clam, let me know if you know about this or any similar experiences. And I'll upload another video soon. Cheers, guys.